Welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Bombshell, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. Now, there are two scenarios here that I would like to talk about. You know, this issue of Raila Amolo Odinga's A.U.C bid has made a lot of people to talk. Some are saying things, some are saying that Raila Amolo Odinga is going to win, some are saying that Raila Amolo Odinga is not going to win. It depends with how you understand it, or it depends with what you are taking. If you are against Raila, automatically you have to say that he's going to lose. And if you're supporting Raila, automatically you'll say that Raila Amolo Odinga is going to win. So either ways, it will the outcome will come. We'll see the outcome just immediately after the election, that is next year, February. But I want to talk about something here. We know very well that Raila Amolo Odinga's bid has been supported by the president. On Tuesday, there was this launching of Raila Amolo Odinga's bid to become the chairman of African Union, whereby all the East African presidents were endorsing him, including Museveni. Mama Samia was here. We also had the president of Southern Sudan was here. Also, the president of Somalia sent his endorsement words, even though he was supposed to attend, but he didn't attend. But after that, there are a lot of questions that have been emerging. Some saying that Raila Amolo Odinga is not qualified. Some saying that Raila Amolo Odinga is going to lose because no one is going to allow Raila Odinga, because of his qualifications, to become the chairman of African Union. But all in all, just like I've said, it depends with how you take it. How you see Raila Amolo Odinga. If you see him as a loser, it's okay. And also if you see him as a winner, that is also okay. But there are two people that I want us to talk about their statements. Let us start by this statement made by Ahmed.
Important is to look at the context today of the African continent and the states and the nations that are there, and how we expect they're going to behave towards Kenya's candidate, Mr. Odinga. I think Mr. Odinga is going to lose this election in Addis Ababa, and I think I'm the only one who thinks that. I think that across the board, everybody believes that he's going to win. I will be shocked if he gets even a slim majority. I think the candidate from Djibouti is going to win a landslide. And I'll tell you why. First, let me give you a little bit of a context up on the African continent. I think there are three things that are happening in the continent. There's a rebellion of the youth, as you know, as we have it here in Kenya. Across from Senegal all the way to the Sahel, all the way to Sudan. There is a popular national democratic revolution. I can't find any other word for it except revolution or transformation. And one of the major issues that young people are fighting over is because there's bad governance and terrible economy. And the way Africa is structured in the international political economy, it's set up to fail. Because I'll give you a simple example. For an example, in West Africa, there are countries that produce cocoa but cannot build a chocolate factory because they signed it off to the Swiss government. So what this produces is children crossing the Sahara, going to Europe to look for better prospects. In an ironic twist, the wealth that's there, it's already coming from where they're running away from. So there is a malaise on the African continent about transformation and change. And I predicted this on another station, and that change has come here in the form of General Z. And I think it's going to go all the way down to South Africa. Now, the people who are in charge of these nation states around the world have fundamental influence from the metropole. By the metropole, I mean there is this really neo-colonial words that are used for certain sections of Africa. For example, in West Africa, it's Francophonie. It's influenced by the French.
Okay.
Then there is some parts that are called Lusophone. And then there is the English-speaking ones.
Okay.
And so the AU is divided based on these fundamental tectonic plates. And one of the biggest influences of the AU is the French. Now, Amina, and I was a spokesman at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Chief of Staff there, we knew we were going to win. And then the French government intervened heavily in those elections. And we lost. We even had the support of Djibouti. This Djibouti that is standing here today.
Yeah.
One of the people who stabbed us in the back in that election. I think that the same scenario is what is going to happen in the AU. I think the French, the Sahel areas, major states in Central Africa are going to stand up to the candidature of Mr. Odinga and say no. Secondly, before I pass it on, is that I think this is the wrong move for Mr. Odinga. The question is whether or not in a continent where the 80% of the people are under 25, whether or not it serves the interest of the continent for us to have a man who's retiring in his 80s, whether he's going to have the energy, the vitality, and the gusto to understand and do the necessary issues that are supposed to be done about the youth bubble in our continent. Lastly, you know that the African Union has no teeth. It is a place where, an example, I'll give you a simple example. There's been coups in the Sahel. And one of the most important provisions of the African Union is that if you do a coup, you're done. But most Africans support the coups in the Sahel, including their populations, because there has been massive exploitation of resources of the French Republic in the Sahel. For example, the French have the largest gold deposits in Europe, and they don't have gold in France, Ayub.
Now, the second one is about Jeremiah. Jeremiah Kioni yesterday said that the ceremony that was in State House on Tuesday was not all about Raila Odinga. This one was all about William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto was trying to show Luos, was trying to prepare Luos that is coming to Nyanza. So it was like William Ruto was launching himself to go to Luo Nyanza.
I want to tell you my fear of yesterday. On top of what President Kaguta said, I have a feeling that hiyo kitu ya jana, Ruto was launching himself for Nyanza. See, Baba, he was launching himself to go to Nyanza for purposes of winning elections 2027. Raila Amolo Odinga, be very careful with one William Samoei Ruto. I have a feeling he is playing you. I have a feeling he is playing you. Immediately kutoka State House ako Nyanza. Sahi. So that function of yesterday was for him to launch himself into Nyanza. Pure and simple. And when he goes to Nyanza, he goes to launch projects that are already launched. Naye mwenyewe alikuwa amesahau.
And he's telling Raila Odinga that you should be very careful because according to the way things are, William Ruto does not care. And there is a statement that also William Ruto have made that somehow is making me think that Jeremiah Kioni was right when he's saying that I decided to support Raila Odinga because I knew Raila Odinga a long time ago.
Si mnajua mimi na baba tumetoka mbali. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Tumetoka mbali ama hatujatoka mbali? Si tumetoka mbali? Mimi nimeamua ya kwamba mimi nitamsaidia baba kwa sababu yeye ni mzee wetu, kwa sababu tunamheshimu, kwa sababu amechangia demokrasia ya Kenya, kwa sababu ni kiongozi ambaye anajulikana na ako na heshima ya kwamba awe kiongozi wetu wa bara la Afrika. Muliona jana tulikuwa pale, sisi kama wa Kenya tumeungana na watu wa jumuiya ya East Africa kutoka kule Uganda, kwenda Tanzania, kwenda Rwanda, kwenda Burundi, kwenda DRC, kwenda mpaka Somalia. Sisi wote mpaka kule Sudan tumekubaliana ya kwamba baba awe mwenyekiti na kiongozi wa bara la Afrika kama chairman wa Africa Union Commission. Watu wa Migori mnakubali jameni? Mnakubali? Mtamuombea? Hebu nione wanasema tutamuombea baba. Basi.
And for those who knows politics, or those who understands politics, there is something that I want to say. I think I had said it before, but let me just repeat it. Raila Odinga winning A.U.C seat is going to be an advantage to William Ruto. And at the same time, Raila Odinga losing A.U.C seat is also somehow going to be an advantage to William Ruto. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because if at all Raila Amolo Odinga will win the A.U.C seat, he will go back to Nyanza and tell them that I helped your son to win the position that have never been won by anybody in Kenya. And now Raila Amolo Odinga, as a Luo leader, is now the chairman of Africa. Are you seeing? So right now he's not the Baba of Kenya, but he's the Baba of Africa. That is how we'll take it. If Raila Amolo Odinga loses, this is how he's going to defend himself. He will be going to Central, he'll be going to Coastal, Western, and say this, that I really helped Raila Amolo Odinga. Hata nyi wenyewe mliona I helped Raila Amolo Odinga, but he failed. I'm not the bad person here. The bad person is Raila Amolo Odinga because I even supported him. I even gave him 50B. I gave him the platform. But the only thing that was remaining was him to defend himself and become the chairman of African Union, but he failed. So I'm not the wrong guy here. So are you saying either ways Raila Amolo Odinga, William Ruto is going to gain? Somehow he's going to gain. If at all maybe people will listen to him, he's going to gain. After all, guys, that is just my thought. I don't know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But just a reminder, if you're in for the first time, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. You can also like, share, drop me a comment, and tell me what you think and where you're watching us from. As I'm normally saying, that feedback is normally the key thing in any form of communication. I'll not fail to appreciate those who are giving us support, because without a support, this channel cannot grow and it cannot be where it is as now. Until we meet again, I've been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.